What's up, everyone? It's Kyle here today. Hope that everyone is having a great Tuesday wherever you are in the world. We got some people in the chat. We're hanging out. We're doing a day stream today. Figured it would be fun to do that. And let's see what we got in the chat here. It's going to be a really chill stream. Talk some season 8. Talk some about what you're talking about in the chat. There's really, really interesting. Sorry, my eyes really red. I have some allergies today. I'm sneezing like crazy. I don't know why. But I definitely want to talk more about the subject about weirwood arrows, Valyrian steel. We can talk all about that, actually, because that's going to be really interesting to see if the dragons and magic and all of that stuff is going to be more instrumental in Season 8. Let's see what we got in the chat here. How's everyone doing today, by the way? Everyone's good? Everyone's having a good time? Red Walrus, what's up? Lady Warrior, we have Jonathan, what's going on? We have Nicola. I see Nancy's in here. Amy. We have Carrie. We were trying to. There's Fiffy Mac. For some more of you. Christian. We have Sir Roland de Stark. What's going on? Carrot Cake. We have William Rice. We have Marianthi Carences. Karen. Oh, wow. I can't pronounce that at all. That's an awesome name, though. We have Tori, the prince that wasn't promised. What's going on? Kyle Beavercat. What's going on? Yeah, I thought it would be cool to talk about some things that need to happen in Season 8, or that we need to learn more about. Like, perhaps we get a flashback to the first Azor Ahai, something like that, or we get to learn more about how Valyrian steel was made. That would be cool if Bran helped out with that. Well, Samwell's dead, right? And we got some pretty bright minds with Tyrion and other people. I apologize, my eyes are red, everyone. You see that one? I got some really bad allergies today. But yeah, I want to talk about that kind of stuff. You guys kind of got me intrigued in the chat before we were starting talking about weirwood arrows and all of that. So let's talk about that. What do we want to start off with? We can start off with talking about the weapons of the long night or something like that. We can talk about what we believe will be instrumental in the War for Dawn. I talked about Dawn yesterday. Received a lot of hate for that video. A lot of really negative comments for that one. Me calling Jon Snow the next sword of the morning. I expected some backlash because there are some Shara Dane and Ned Stark sympathizers. But yeah, that was a fun video to make. I had a lot of fun. I'm doing a video on The Last Hero. I'm going to be recording it after this video, and I'll probably have it out tomorrow. And then I'm thinking about doing a video on the God's Eye too. That would be kind of like string yesterday's video into tomorrow's video, and then kind of connect that video. I've been wanting really to make that Dragon Glass Cave video and talk about all the symbols and then the God's Eye. The last Children of the Forest video that I did was pretty popular amongst all of you, talking about animism and Druidry and their concept of religion and all of that. So yeah, Dragon Glass Warhammer. You want to see that with Gendry? That would be pretty interesting, William. How's everyone doing today? I'm feeling great. Like I said, I got that great news the other day that I don't need back surgery, so I've been exercising. I'm a little bit sore today. It's day three of me being able to really exercise and do all of that. But geez, my legs are jelly from working out. I'm no Gendry. I can't run like Gendry. Okay, let me ask everyone in the chat a question, and then we'll talk about all the weapons from the Long Night that we believe that will be used in the War for Dawn. What weapon will Jon be using? Because Sam has Heartsbane, right? Jon has Longclaw, and obviously Jorah gave it back to Jon. But is Dawn going to play a part in the show? I don't know. They focused on it. Maybe they just focused on it just to show the part of the prophecy that he was born under a bleeding star, that part of the Azor Ahai prophecy. It could be that they were just trying to allude to that. But I don't know, man. Like, maybe we do see Ned do something with it in the show. Maybe he brings it back to the Crypts of Winterfell or something like that in the show. I mean, he had a massive amount of respect for Arthur Dayne, right? So Um, what weapons are we going to be seeing next year? Are we going to be seeing, like, is Gendry going to help forge Valyrian steel with the help of Samwell, maybe Tyrion, some bright minds, and maybe some dragon fire? Are we going to get that? Are we going to see any of that in season 8? Dragon fire and wildfire, or dragon glass and wildfire bombs, like shrapnel bombs. That would be nuts. I'm wondering if wildfire actually would work on the Army of the Dead. You know, I hypothesized a couple different times that, you know, Jaime Lannister would sacrifice himself after killing Cersei to, if the Army of the Dead gets to King's Landing, I could see himself doing something like that. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying I think that Jaime, you know, he would once again be trying to do something honorable or that he believes in. Dragon glass on a scorpion bolt, that would be interesting. I don't know. See, like, I mean, they're just so agile and they're flying, right? It's just such a hard thing to pull off. Jon will end up wielding Oathkeeper and Widow's Wail, so 2 swords, like Arthur Dayne. Wow. William, I love that. Yo, William, message me privately after. Let's work on a video for that. So Ramsay saying the legend of Jon Snow being, you know, he's like, I've heard about your swordsmanship. You think that's possible? Jon having 2 swords, Oathkeeper and Widow's Wail, and becoming like Arthur Dayne? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really behind that. It would be badass to see. 1 second, everyone. I gotta take this quick call. Quick call. It'll be 2 seconds. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm back. All right. But yeah, back to that conversation. And I mean, you know, Jon's been tied to Longclaw. It's not even his family sword. You know, Nicola earlier was talking in the chat about how maybe, you know, Heartsbane could be made into 2 swords. I don't necessarily think that will happen. I think that, you know, that's a pretty big sword. Maybe Jon can end up wielding that. You know what I mean? It's bigger, right? So he would be less agile. It would be less Jon's style. I don't know. Jon has like been really good the past couple. I mean, we've obviously seen Jon improve, right? That would be so badass if we got to see that though. Like, Geordie Jedi, Defo, Jon with 2 swords, dancing around like Arthur Dayne, cutting up White Walkers, and just plowing through the Army of the Dead. That would be sick. He goes on, you know, him and a couple other people are like the Gimli, Legolas, and the Aragorn. You know, just tallying up their numbers, just having, you know, just getting rid of the Army of the Dead. I don't know though. It would be really interesting. That's such a great thought, you know, William, that Jon could wield 2 swords. But 2 swords is still, it might be pretty difficult to pull off. Arthur Dayne's swords looked a little bit less heavy than Valyrian steel. They looked I don't know, I could be wrong though. I'm not an expert on swords and all of that, so I can sound pretty ridiculous right now saying what I'm saying, you know what I mean? A giant only counts as 1 kill? I don't know. Jaime could go Ash from Evil Dead on him. I've always wondered if you would like just attach a sword to his arm, you know what I mean? Like still having the idea of, you know, like, cuz muscle memory, right? But I mean, imagine he does decide to pull that off. They make a special weapon for him. They put something on and he has like a sword and he's like Jaime Lannister all over again. Oh man, now I'm super excited. Will someone make him a weapon? Well, someone sword arm. Yeah, a sword arm literally. How badass would that be? Hey, Cecily, hello from Madrid. Nice to see you. Yeah, they're gonna have to be very strategic, right? The Night King's been pretty intelligent about how he's. I mean, they've taken a long time, but let's be honest, they were just waiting out there for the dragons. So I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see if, because I don't think the Night King's ever gonna speak. By the way, when we interviewed Paula Fairfield, the sound designer for Game of Thrones, they decided not to do Scroth, which is the White Walkers' language from the books. And when we interviewed David Peterson too, we didn't really talk too much about Scroth, but it's very interesting because Paula Fairfield is going to Con of Thrones 2018. It was actually just announced today, and everybody knows I'm going to Con of Thrones. So I'm hoping that we get to interview her again. That would be amazing. Maybe we'll get I'm sure she can't spoil too much about season 8. You know what I mean? There was a lot of spoilers last season, and they've really worked hard to not give us too much information. But maybe I can pry a question out of her, just asking about the tone of the season or something like that if we do get pretty lucky and get all of our interviews again. But, maybe it would reveal his motivations. I don't think we're ever going to see him speak, but maybe we go in a flashback and we hear him speak as whoever he was before, Hey, we got 30 likes, 62 people watching. What's up, everyone? Nice to see you. It's really, really chilly out today. I gotta go take my walk soon, but there's actually a snow day. Well, not a snow day, but none of the school buses are actually running today for the schools. The roads are really bad. It's super cold out. I'm so ready for winter to be over, really honestly. As soon as spring hits, I'm going to be just, I don't know. You guys know I'm pretty positive, but when spring hits, I'll be even more happy. We need our spring to come next year. We need Game of Thrones season 8, please. And George, give us the books. Oh, yeah. Is chilly in Arizona too, Beavercat? The Night King is in the chat, everyone. Stop dreaming about swords. Oh, wow. Everybody say hello to the Night King. Are you going to warg my electronics, Night King? Wow. Cass, the Night King is in the chat. He says, stop dreaming about swords. It's beautiful in NYC. Cool. Yeah. I might head to NYC for New York Comic Con if I can get tickets in time this year. Last time they sold out like almost immediately and we couldn't go. I don't know if San Diego Comic Con is going to be doable for me, but going to Con of Thrones and then definitely Dragon Con in Atlanta again, that's going to be a thing. Hopefully we can hit up New York Comic Con. That'd be cool too. Get some footage over there. Maybe they got because last year they had Lena Headey. So stream won't play for you, Brian? I don't know, man. It's working fine on our end, homie. Don't know what to tell you. Okay, here, so back to the talk about swords. If Jaime does Jaime get a weapon? Or, we're gonna see him fight again? That's the question I want to ask the chat. And then we'll kind of lead that up with Cass Rose 8's question. Do you think Jaime will survive? So do we get to see Jaime fight again in season 8? Because he lost his sword hand, right? And I've done a couple videos on him being Azor Ahai, possibly him being another great candidate other than Jon and Daenerys. But do we think that Jaime's going to get some sort of weapon? Could he get a sword arm or? Yeah, I know I'm worried about Jaime. I don't think Jaime's going to survive. You think they all die? Cass, elaborate in chat, please. We'd like to hear it. They all die? Everyone's going to die? Jamie would get a fiery hand. Yeah, that's an interesting theory that's out there. The fiery hand, that Jamie's hand will ignite, and Jamie when he'll have his sort of high moment where he's choking Cersei, and like all the ashes will turn, like when Tyrion said, joy will turn to ash in your mouth. So that's pretty interesting. Found that to be a really interesting line. Yeah, Mark, I really hope we see Dawn in the show too, and Howland Reed. Those are two of the things that I really want to see. Howland Reed, we need to see. We need to see Dawn. We need to see Ghost. We need a direwolf pack. We need a direwolf pack for sure. Give Jamie a hand like Wolverine. I could get down with that. I'm a huge Wolverine fan. He's always been my favorite comic book character. So, oh, speaking of comic book characters, I went and saw Black Panther last night. It was really, really good. Really, the soundtrack was. I'd go back just for the soundtrack. It was really good. The villain, I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but I really liked the villain. The villain in the movie, it was good. Almost wasn't a villain. It was really well done. Yeah, hashtag free ghost, everyone. Can we get a hashtag free ghost in chat? Let's get that up there. Black Panther was really, really, really good. Yeah, Saffron, I knew you were going to bring that up. You like Wolverine because he's Canadian, huh? Yeah, I won't lie. I like Wolverine because he's Canadian. Let me, there was an announcement today that Gilly, Hannah Murray, who plays Gilly, will be at Clan of Thrones. So we're going to try to get some stuff with her, hopefully. That would be awesome. So Paula Fairfield got announced today. So Paula Fairfield, who designs the sound on Game of Thrones, will be there. She was there last year, but she's great. Hannah Murray's going to be there. Esme Bianca, who played Roz, is going to be there. So hopefully we'll get some good footage for everyone. Really, really excited about that. I'm in Northern Ontario, Mark. You want to give a quick shout out to all the new patrons. We are up to 91, which is really, really great. Yesterday we did a sponsored video for one of the longtime supporters on Patreon of the channel, Karen. I'm not sure if you're listening. I know you're at the dentist this afternoon and you said you might not be able to catch it. Thank you for sponsoring the video yesterday. That was really, really awesome. Subject to cover. Obviously, not a lot of people agree with me that John will be the next story of the morning, but I felt like we should at least explore the idea that, George is going to break some rules in the end, and that, the next story of the morning wasn't going to be a Dane from House Dane. Oh, Preston, you live in Atlanta, homie? Yo, Kyle, FYI, DragonCon, I got a few beers on me. I live in Atlanta. Yeah, it was really sweet, man. I really, really enjoyed Atlanta. Mr. Monster, nice to see you. There's quite a few new people in the chat. I really, really like this, You will get timed out for that, Night King. Hashtag kill Ghost. Don't make me do it, dude. Do not kill Ghost, Night King, next season. Rose, let me scroll up. It's supposed to be a bittersweet meaning. It's possible that the Night King completes his mission of destroying men. He was made for that reason. Jeez. That would be interesting. Maybe he kills everyone and then like Little Sam, just like Little Sam and Jon and Daenerys' child start a new kingdom. Like that would be like a super crazy bittersweet ending. Like, What if the three-eyed raven jumps into the mountain? What if the Night King controls the mountain, man? That'd be nuts. Hodor. We could also maybe see Hodor next year too. I think they're going to bring back some fan favorites. We might see, I think we could see a vision of maybe Ned Stark. I definitely think that that's probably going to happen, whether it's he's young or old version. We might see Khal Drogo again, but they already did a vision with him, so that could be maybe something like that. But I suspect that they will, probably bring back a couple of characters for. Yeah, Cass, I don't think the leaks are real now. Oh, okay. So some of so Mary Anthony, you were able to school her out this week. Cool, cool. I don't mean come back physically, Cass. I mean actually through dreams or prophecy or visions like brand flashbacks or dream sequences, something like that. Jardy, tinfoil, maybe House Dane was linked to the first Azor High and the Keepers of the Sword Dawn, super tinfoil. I don't think that's super tinfoil. I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. I mean, they they were around for a super long time, right? So, I mean, didn't they've had Dawn for 10,000 years. So, whoa, 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 whoa! Do we got a new patron? Hey, Jackie! Hey, just joined on Patreon. Thank you so much, Jackie. We're up to 92 now. We're eight. I think we're 8 away from 100. Really crazy. We were at like 42 in December. That's awesome. The more people that keep on joining on Patreon means the closer that we keep on getting to these goals, the more cool venues I can go to. I want to go to as many cons as possible this year. Put all the money back into going to these events so I can show you guys some awesome footage. Like, maybe we got really, really close to getting an interview with Lena Headey, who plays Cersei Lannister from Dragon Con. She literally canceled like 3 hours after we booked our flight to Atlanta. We ended up getting press passes to Dragon Con, which had 87,000 people. So I'm really hoping that Con of Thrones is starting to get more and more, but I'm really hoping that we get to get some others. But for those of you who do join on Patreon, thank you, really appreciate that. Show some love in the chat. Everybody knows what to do. Hype and love emojis in the chat, heart and fire. Yeah, what's interesting too is like Valyrian steel is a subject that we have to talk about, and Dawn. Obviously, will we see more direwolves again? But the horn that Sam has, is that something that's going to be relevant in the end of the story? We haven't seen it for a long time, so I don't know if it's going to be reintroduced back into the show, but it's definitely something that's going to be important in the books for sure, because there's the dragon binder, and then there's the horn that Sam has, and there's many more artifacts that'll probably play a bigger role in the books than the show. But I'm hoping that we get some of that more magical, supernatural elements of. I mean, I'm assuming it's season 8. They have to wrap everything up, but signing up now, crazy. Thank you. Hey, Jeremy from France. Nice to see you, man. Now let's do another round of shoutouts. We got a bunch of new people in here. We have Cass Rose, what's up? Merit of Abydos. We have Jar Indeed. Amy True, what's up? Glad to see that you're able to catch it. Amy is actually a patron of the channel. What's up, Amy? Randy, what's going on, man? There is a reason that the Night King didn't kill the Starks. Had his chance to kill. He wants to give John a hug. I don't know about that. Kimmy Jane. Who else do we got in here? Dick Sassy. Yo, what's up? Nicole. What if Cersei becomes the Night Queen? She's going to be around till the end, She really is. I think she probably makes to like episode 5 or something like that. 4 or 5 at least, maybe even the last episode. Hey, what's going on? Hey, from the UK. Where is everybody from, by the way? I've done this before. I think we got, I don't know, I think we ended up getting like 27 countries or 28 countries we counted from. But very, very, very cool. Yeah, one time it was insane where everybody was like, yeah, there was Africa, there was Japan, there was Sweden, there was Iceland, there was Spain, South America. I wish it was insane. Dallas, Texas, Mr. Monster. Are you going to Con of Thrones then? Very, very cool. Hopefully we'll see. Me and Gemma are both. U.S., California. Me and Gemma are both going. And I think George is coming too. Orlando, Florida, New Orleans, NYC, Denver, GTA, Ontario. Cool, Mark. Hit me up on everybody, by the way, if you do want to reach out to me, Twitter and my Facebook page. Not my own, but my Azora High page in the description of this video. If you guys want to send me your theories or videos that you would like me to cover in the future, anything like that, or if you did want to support the channel, help donate to the GoFundMe and help me get the Con of Thrones, anything like that, my email and my Twitter and all of that is in the description of this video. If you do want to say, hey, Kyle, like, you know, I had a question, but you didn't get to today's video. I'm not able to always get to everyone's questions, or this is a subject I'd like you to cover sometime in a video. Make sure you reach out to me. I love doing that kind of stuff. You know, it's my job. I gotta constantly think of new ideas and talk with people and get inspired, right? So Mexico, Scotland, UK, Central Cali, Yorkshire, Portugal, very, very cool. Portugal, France, Atlanta, Preston. All right, I'm coming to see you in Dragon Con. Preston, we'll hang out. I really, really enjoyed that one breakfast spot, man. I can't remember what it's called, but it was good. They do really really great hash browns. It's like Denny's here in Canada, but I can't remember what it's called. It was good. India, oh, very, very cool. India as well. St. Louis, very, very nice. Indiana, cool. We got 80 people in here now. We got 80 people watching. I'm loving this. Waffle House, man. That's the one. Waffle House. Man, I had the hugest breakfast. I like paid enough for 2 people for sure. Hey, love and hype to everyone. Love that. Living my Rhapsody. What's up, Chicago? Texas representing. Hype. Sorry if I'm a little scratchy today. I've had really bad allergies all day. I don't know why. Is there a cat in my house, man? Some cat sneaked into my house. I'd probably pet the damn thing too if it came up in here. I don't know, man. Like this, I'm so intrigued though. You know, by episode 1, I'm trying to figure out like how many minutes it's gonna be. Obviously, is it gonna be the longer episodes than we've been wanting for? You know, is it going to be the 90 minutes? Then my predictions get a little bit different because they can fit more into an episode. They can make certain scenes more packed. And we know that characters are going to be more or less in the same locations, right? I wonder how many characters will have to be killed twice. That's a great point. I wonder how many of our fan favorites will be rebrought back to life by the Night King. Yeah, I got my calendar in the background. You can't really see it too much. Let's see if we can. There we go. Ugh. See if I don't look ridiculous now. It's got most of it. I mean, most of the month is already gone. Most of the month is already gone. It's crazy. It flies by, right? What? Did we just get another patron, Cass Rose? Am I missing it? It's not showing me right now. Sorry if I can't see the update. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. I show some hype and love in the chat for Cass. $5. Nice. Appreciate it. I think we got like 7 more to go. Pretty sweet. Okay, so I mean, there's going to be so many characters that are going to die. Who's going to be the first death too is really interesting. I mean, it's probably going to be someone like Barrick or Tormund. I can't see Tormund dying that early. He's a fan favorite. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually I got some posters coming on the way. One of you who is a patron of the channel but wanted to remain anonymous, will not be announced. Um, sending me a really cool gift. We're getting a Jon Snow Funko Pop. We're getting and a couple posters for the room. I get my new computer, by the way, on Friday afternoon, and I get my desk as well. So that's going to be pretty sweet. It's going to go in here, and it's going to look better. I'm going to take some of these other things down and make it even more Game of Thrones. I got a 27-inch Apple iMac. Really, really super, super excited. You just signed up right now, Cass? Really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm really excited to get these new videos out for you. I'm going to be using some new video editing software and make really, really hype and fire videos for you. Really, really excited about that. Oh yeah, there is going to be a huge party at Con of Thrones, Brian. Yeah, yeah. Supporting the community is a great thing, you know. Especially like you know what's funny is I started in April 2016, and then you know I'll tell a little story about me, I guess. I started in April 2016. You know, I was in comment sections like all of you discussing theories and live chats and stuff like that. And at this point, like this is in the very, very beginning of my back injury, and you know, I got inspired and someone invited me on their show, and and then I got addicted to doing live streams. It just took one opportunity to get on there, discuss my opinions and thoughts, to really, really get excited about doing this. And then, you know, I started to make the edited videos, and they were terrible. I didn't know how to make thumbnails or anything like that. I was using Windows Movie Maker, which is free. I had no money to start off, right? And and then, you know, I went on with my business because I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I didn't have money. Like, you know, after I got hurt, I didn't have any more money in the bank. I'd used it all up. So and then as time went on, you know, I started to I got a new laptop because my other laptop was just like terrible. I couldn't even live stream on it. And you know, I got a decent webcam because I was using my laptop webcam and stuff like that. And then eventually I was like, okay, then I upgraded. And then, you know, last year we had the jump. You know, I ended up getting sick. I took a 3-month break from the channel, and then I came back. And then, you know, before season 7 went down, I started to get like, you know, 5,000-6,000 subscribers in like 3 or 4 months, right before Con of Thrones, funny enough. Then I went to Con of Thrones, and then I'm like, wow. Then me and Gemma and George starting doing videos, and then now we're here, and I'm like, now I look back even more, and I'm like, I still was like, wow. It's like, you know, when you're growing up and you have your style, and you look at the clothes you're wearing, and you're like, I can't believe I wore that, you know. And that's kind of how I look at my older videos. I'm like, oh, like I'm just trying to. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, just funny how it works out like that. But yeah, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to learn these new programs. Yeah, I got it, Catherine. Catherine. Sorry, I got it, Cass. It's in my email. Well, we'll get back to some Game of Thrones discussion. Well, but it was fun, you know. And but the point is of the story before we get on to chatting Game of Thrones again is Patreon, all the donations from the chat, all you guys help make that possible, right? Like, I didn't find out until last week I could start exercising and stuff again. I still can't work a full-time job right away, or anything like that. You know, maybe in the future I'll get a job like part-time or something like that, like 1 or 2 days a week where I earn a extra little cash. But now I'm able to exercise and stuff like that again. And I'm like, okay, now it's time to like actually learn how to really edit good videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously make better content. And I do know that the computer isn't just gonna make me a better content creator. I have to improve myself. Arcade music, all right, I know that, but I'm just saying, it definitely helps when you got some of these tools in place to, you know what I mean? Yeah, Windows Movie Maker though, sheesh. I look back and now I'm like using different programs. I'm like, wow, that was bad. Totally living the dream. That's my YouTube story. Thanks for putting up with that, everyone. Hey, Alpin Tiger, did you end up getting your shirt? We sent it out to Germany for you. MS Paint Mark, yo. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But like, for example, here, let me grab this. Tripodric, you know what I mean? Like last year, we ended up getting some footage, like the Serial Pharrell interview, with Miltos, the Kate Dickey stuff. Like I didn't even have this. George, who some of you know George Sartiano, he came to Con of Thrones with me and he did some of the filming, and then I asked the questions, and then like we did a bunch of these. But now I'm like learning how to use this and like filming on my own too and stuff like that. Like learning how to work a tripod. Like, oh my god. And you guys know, I don't know, I'm up here in the lands of always winter. I'm not saying I don't know how to use technology, but it's like it wasn't my favorite thing leading up until when I started YouTube. So it's kind of like, you know, social media and everything like that. I've had to learn that, you know. I don't know. It's so weird. It's still so weird to me. You know what I mean? Just getting used to all of these things. It's the same thing with Game of Thrones. Like all the seasons have went by so fast and everything changes. Just like the story. You know what I mean? Ugh. And that's why I'm so excited, because, you know, everybody's complaining about how long we're waiting for Game of Thrones season 8. I still do it sometimes, but it gives us that extra time to have these live chats for, you know, speculate even more. And yeah, you know, we might beat the hype out right out of this, you know, like as we're hyping up as much as we can. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know what I mean? Because when it's gone, it's gone. So Alvin Tiger, you got the shirt. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, we're still getting, it should be by the end of the month or the first week of March, we're going to have all new Azora Hype logo and everything. So it's going to be really awesome. Okay. Jonathan says, you think Danny and John will somehow be split up before they make it to Winterfell? I don't think so, no. I think they're going to arrive there together, and John's going to have to address everyone. And I don't think the people of the North are necessarily going to be super excited about Daenerys being there. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how John's family receives Daenerys. You put a bun in that oven, okay? They're having a kid. They're having a kid. Jorah talking about someday, you know, that's someday him giving the sword to their child. That's happening. You know what I mean? I think there's a deal in place with George and HBO for the books, honestly. I think that, I don't know, I think they paid him off. I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. I could be completely wrong, and some people really hate that sentiment, but I think that's what's going on. Bran was watching them. Yeah, there's quite a few Bran memes out there. Hey, Amy's son or daughter, 7-year-old. Hey, William, go ahead, go enjoy Black Panther, man. I might even go see it again tonight. It was really good. Bran the Observer, yeah. Bran is a voyeur. Brian says, what do you guys think happens to Drogon and Rhaegal if Dany dies? Do they go to the Crazy Field of Fire 3.0? The Field of Fire 3.0? I'm just thinking Battle of the Trident maybe 2.0. That's more than likely than the Field of... I mean, there's going to be fire everywhere, I guess. I mean... Dany will die in labor like Lyanna? That's interesting. I could see that happening. It would mirror what, and then, Jon will have understood the sacrifices of Rhaegar and Ned. My goodness. It's like a story within a story, right? Like they're just like these people are experiencing these things, like history is repeating itself. I could see that happening again. Again, Daenerys saying, I don't want to die. And Jon's going to be like, you're not going to die. But is there red priest around? Is there anything like that? Maybe, Daenerys is dying and she doesn't want to be brought back. I don't know. There's almost so many variables if she has a kid and there's complications. I'm tending to think that won't be the I don't think Daenerys is going to die in childbirth, but I could be completely wrong. But it coming full circle, like Jon, so if Daenerys dies, Jon's surviving. That's just the way I see it. And then Jon being in the same situation at the end of the story that Ned was, with a motherless child. Man, that's tough. I think the dragons will reattune to a host like they did with Dany. I think Jon's going to end up with Drogon in the final battle. It's going to be Jon and Drogon versus Viserion and the Night King. They'll fight on dragon. It's going to be a 1v1 sword fight at some point, though. Definitely. Like, it has to happen. Just has to. I'm really, really interested to see what happens with that. That's going to be one of the best moments of the series, right? I mean, we were all looking forward to that. We never got Aragorn against Sauron. So that's it's crazy. We talk about so many of the same subjects over and over again, but I never get tired of it. I don't know. I just never get tired of it. I just don't. And I know most of you in the chat, are the same way. Also very passionate about it. Jardy, gotta go, Kyle. Work calls. Thank you for sharing your stream origins. Hey, man. It's fun. Dick Sassy says, episode 1, Uncle Euron dies. I don't know. They have this botched Doran and Euron. I just don't see, unless he's gonna do something absolutely batshit crazy. I think people are just gonna be disappointed. Yeah, arcade music. I mean, it's really hard for me to, especially since we know that we're getting 2 more books in the original series. Plus, we're getting the first book in the Fire and Blood series. So we're getting the first book with that this year. That's confirmed. So we're getting some more Targaryen history this year. We'll definitely cover that. You know what? We'll cover that on the podcast, and I'll cover it in some videos for you. Would everybody be interested in me covering George's book Fire and Blood if it came out? When it comes out, just let me know. I'll definitely do my thoughts and analysis on it. I know a lot of patrons from the channel. We had a little poll the other day just on Patreon. A lot of you want to see more book content and more book references in the videos. That's definitely coming for sure. Kyle, isn't there a huge dead weirwood tree they could use for arrows? I don't know. I mean, wouldn't it be more effective if it was alive? Like the essence of the weirwood tree is in the arrows. I don't know if they're gonna use that in the show, but in the books that could be something that they use. I wouldn't say that A Dance with Dragon is boring. I definitely like Danny's plot. The Miranese plot is just, I can't stand that. I don't know. I don't know. A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons are I think I like Dance More Than Feast. They're tied. I don't know. The first and third book, Storm of Swords is my favorite book. Then Game of Thrones is right after that. The rest I can't really decide right now. It's too hard. See me going into deep thought there. I can't really decide. Sorry, everyone. Mark J, you might be right about George being paid off. He said multiple times he hates writing a book when he knows the ending, which is dumb because it's almost 25 years in the making. Yeah, I Genesis Markham, yo hype, just checking in. Love your vids. Thank you. There's been so many new people here in the chat today. That's really awesome. We had 900 new subscribers last month, which is really great. And how many do we have this month? I think we got like 400 maybe. So the channel's growing. It's good. Slow but steady. Really, really appreciate everyone coming to hang out. It's not going to be a super long stream today. We'll probably go for another half an hour, but I gotta run some errands today. Will Kyburn experiment on Illyria Sand? Ooh. I don't think we're going to see them again in the show because they have to pay them as actors, right? That's one thing that's different about the books in the show, right? I mean, you have to pay actors. Foreshadowing is more visual, so you got to be careful on how many visual cues you're giving, all of that kind of stuff. I don't think that we're going to see Illyria Sand and Tyene in the show. I think there's like Dorn done. Yeah, Pedro, relax. John Stark. John is a Stark on his mother's side. That is correct. All right. You know, Varys is an interesting topic too because it's just the book versus show thing again. In the books, it's that he's like Fagon is probably Illyrio's son. He's part of the Blackfire line that's left over. I think he's gonna die in Winds of Winter. I don't think he makes it to the last book. He's toast. So what is Varys gonna do in the show? It's really interesting. Are his motivations really that of the small folk and the people? Does he really want what's best for the realm? I think he does. But I also think I don't know. It's really hard to tell with Varys, especially in the show. It's so different now, right? I think that Qyburn is going to make some sort of weapon, whether it's with dead people, whether it's with scorpions or ballistas or anything like that, giant things that shoot arrows. They're going to try to get rid of the dragons at some point. I think there's going to be a three-way battle in King's Landing. Put it that way. I think there's going to be the Battle of Blackwater 2.0 with Theon and Euron. I think that there's going to be obviously the battle with the Army of the Dead and the Night King, and then there's going to be the Clegane Bowl and all the stuff that goes on with Cersei. So Qyburn wins the Game of Thrones? Definitely not. He's definitely not going to win the Game of Thrones. Thanks again to Jackie A, and Cass. Really appreciate your pledges on Patreon. We're at 93 now. Thank you so much for that. We do bonus content pretty much every day. You know, early access to scripts and stuff like that, access to videos, bonus content from the podcast. Haven't decided what I'm doing next for Patreon tomorrow. It's gonna be something fun. Qyburn is, I mean, it's so interesting how he was found too. I don't know. I don't. There's something about him that's innocent. I don't know, or at least the vibe he gives to me, because he's just is the way he is. You know, he's just so curious about that stuff, and I don't know, but he's with Cersei, so that changes things a lot. Will we see Howland Reed? I really hope so. Nick Hill, I really hope so. I'm a little bit worried about that one, though. I am. One thing to note, someone on Twitter, I can't remember who, pointed out to me yesterday, the White Walker with the top knot who handed the spear to the Night King, that is the actor that plays Howland Reed. So he's still being in use in the show. So I don't know if that's something to look forward to because he still works on the show and he's going to be playing a White Walker and maybe Howland Reed or something like that. You know, maybe we do get some more flashbacks. Or maybe we just have an aged up version of him. He just looks older. We'll see. I really hope we see Howland Reed. Kyburn is just a necromancer trying to live his life. Yeah. By the way, everyone, tomorrow, me and Gemma are going to be more than likely tomorrow or the next day releasing the Faceless Man Citadel of Hype podcast episode. So really, really excited about that. A lot to talk about, obviously. You know, Arya, religion, the whole end game with that, the Maesters, how they're connected to that, the Iron Bank, Jaqen. So there's a lot of things that we talk about in this episode. And I don't know what we're covering next. I'm gonna let Gemma decide on that one. I'm gonna let her pick the next subject. It's gonna be a gasoline podcast episode though. Really went off. Michael, I said that the actor who had the top knot, the White Walker who had the top knot, who handed the spear to the Night King, that was the actor that played Howland Reed. Hey, Angelina, hi, what's going on? Nice to see you. So it's possible that we do see that White Walker again because I can't remember his name, the actor that plays Howland Reed, but he's going to be probably playing a White Walker again. So Leo Woodruff, thanks, Night. The Night King would know. The Night King would know, right? Leo would. Everybody show some love for the Night King in chat, man. Hilarious. You're making me laugh. I love those. There's another one who always comes in the chat, Jon Snow, Jon Targaryen, who always comes in the chat too. Davos Seaworth is in the chat right now. Oh my god. What's actually happening in the chat? This is hilarious. Is this really happening? We have Davos and Night King in the chat. Oh, hilarious. Hey, Hannibal, nice to see you. Like my cheeks are hurting. I don't know. It's because like there's so many trolling. There's one guy who is Tormund Giantsbane. We've had Sandor in the chat, but it's some pretty funny things. I don't know. Questionable. Hey, Michael, nice to see you. Nicola, do you think the Maester's conspiracy helped at all in the chaos in Westeros? I mean, I don't want to use this as a comparison because it's not the same thing, but I mean, look at what's going on with the U.S. right now. The politicians are not in favor right now. People are revolting against gun laws and stuff like that, and just general information like propaganda and information that might be important to some groups of people is being hidden there, and some of that is for good reason. You know what I mean? You know, maybe some of it could, in the wrong hands, could negatively impact Westeros and Essos. However, I don't know. The Faceless Men and the Maesters are connected. We definitely see obviously in A Feast for Crows, the Alchemist, who has a similar appearance to Jaqen. We're assuming that he's Jaqen. He's maneuvering and he takes Pate's face. And then, you know, Marwyn's doing his own thing. So that's pretty interesting. But I think that the Maesters are trying to suppress information. We saw that Maester Lewin was not very open to the ideas that Bran was talking about, that, you know, he was like magic is a folly and all that kind of stuff, you know. Let's scroll up to some comments here. Is Stannis alive, Dad? Was he worth? No, he's not. He won't be returning to the show. He basically trashed the show. In the books, we'll see how far he makes it. I don't foresee him taking the Iron Throne. He'll get close, but he'll die, I think. The Red God equals the Great Other? It's debatable. Game of Thrones ends up in one big incestuous orgy? No, it won't. Now, do you think regular people should know the truth? I do, yeah. I do. But some people won't agree with that, you know? I think so. Not, and here's the thing, this is still happening in the known world too. Not everyone can afford the same internet package, and not everyone can pay for the same type of schooling. So certain groups of people are kept in the same type of levels, like blue collar families, and and stuff like that. Low income families are like some people can't get over that hump, and is not necessarily because they don't have skills, because I think every human has the potential to be great, but sometimes it's information and what's available to you. Obviously, money is a huge thing, but information is huge. Think about it. You inform yourself and you do something, you know what I mean? But not all the people have the tools in place, and knowledge is a tool. So yeah, Maester Walgrave isn't senile. I think he's just going to do whatever they want, really. I don't think he wants to end up in a similar situation that he had with Ramsay. Shark Vaders, what's going on? Nice to see you. Nice to see you say something different than Uno or Duos. Confirmation bias. Yeah. Eisenberg, John could become the new Night King. I mean, out of the candidates of the people that would maybe do that, I think John, Bran, Daenerys, Nice Queen, maybe. Those are the good candidates. Azul Ray, I saw that Peter Baylor's theory video where he supposedly saves himself, where he has that interaction where Arya is watching him near where the kennels used to be and all that, or sorry, near the crypts, I think. And he's gives the coin to, or gets a coin from I can't remember exactly if he gets a coin or gives the coin, but it looks like it could be the same shape as the coin that Arya had, the Valar Morghulis coin. And it's certainly possible that Littlefinger did that, but they killed him off, I think. I don't think he's coming back to the show. Maybe he does something like that in the books and he becomes the king of Westeros in the end. And they're like, that's the big twist in the story. It could be. I just don't see Littlefinger getting his way out of that situation. I could be completely wrong, though. And, certainly that video has made some interesting points as to Littlefinger's motivations and his movements and whatnot. Yes, and Littlefinger did have a Braavosi grandfather. What if Bran brings creatures from a distant land? Sure, I'd be down for that. I just don't see it happening. I mean, we got dragons already, so I don't think we'll be... We need more direwolves. Enough about different creatures. We need direwolves, man. Yeah, like, for example, when the FCC basically wanted to take internet freedom away from everyone. I don't think that's going to go through, by the way. I think, I see the use of internet, like especially in the age we are now, it's a utility. It's like having electricity, having water. I mean, yes, you can survive off the grid and do stuff like that, but if you want to be connected to human progress, we're tied to technology. Let's just face it, right? I agree with you, Eduardo. I think everybody should have the right to have that information, and that means having right to for internet prices and all that sort of stuff too, technology, libraries, all that kind of stuff. Ghost rides a dragon. I'd like to see that, a wolf riding a dragon. Wait, Didn't we see a dragon riding on the wolf already? Hey-o! We got 100 people in the chat. Let's get some hype for that. Nice to see you, every 101 people watching. We haven't broke 100 in a long time, so it's nice to see. Get some of these live streams up there. I don't think we'll see Nymeria again, Amy. I don't know. We could. I really hope so. I don't know. It's definitely possible that we don't. Hold on. Hold on. They got a. I don't have a door over here that I have to close, but they have a new Hodor door stopper that was pretty sweet. I can't remember who sent me that the other day. Mark J, you and I will never get fair internet prices because of the government endorses oligopolies. Yep. Same with phone price. Like phone, it's ridiculous, man. It is what it is, though. Hey, smash that like button. We got 100 people in here. How many likes do we have right now? We have 59 likes. If the 103 people are enjoying this, you guys enjoy watching Game of Thrones, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I do pretty much daily Game of Thrones content. I take a day off every now and then just for mental health and keeping myself fresh. But I do love to do theory videos. And for those of you who are new to the channel and like chatting about Game of Thrones, we have lots of different type of content here. We do theory videos. We do live chats. We have a podcast with another great YouTuber, Secrets of the Citadel. And yeah, like the video if you're enjoying it. We're having fun. I try to do one or two of these. I at least try to do one live stream a week to hang out with you guys. You know what I mean? And then, we have the podcast, and then we have the bonus content from the podcast and all that kind of stuff for patrons, which is really fun. And then, but I'm really excited to start doing some longer videos. This computer is a little bit slow. This laptop is a little bit slower than I like, so I kind of went for the gusto. Went for a faster operating system so I could edit and render faster and be more efficient and use a couple extra hours a day to add another 5 minutes in a video, something like that. The Golden Company, yeah, they're going to be involved in the final battle at King's Landing. I think if that does if there's a battle in King's Landing, it could be on the Trident too. That's another possibility. The Golden Company are definitely going to be involved, I think, because I think there's going to be a three-way battle. I think they will be involved with either the Cersei part of it. I don't know if they'll be protecting her. It's possible, or maybe with Euron. Maybe she splits them up. That's definitely a possibility too. She splits up the Golden Company. She uses some in the battle at Blackwater 2.0 with Theon and Euron, or maybe that happens even earlier in the season. But I'm assuming if they are going to be bringing the Golden Company into it, that it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be getting elephants and stuff like that, like we see in the books, but it'll be nice to see. We're not going to get that many new characters, right? So it will be interesting to see Harry Strickland, leader of the Golden Company, and to see what the Golden Company really does with their orders. Is the Iron Bank behind their back funding them? Is Euron got some sort of plan going on to betray Cersei? All that sort of stuff, right? The Golden Company joins Jon and Dany. That would certainly be interesting. SSD, bro? Yeah. Don't worry. My good friend Joe owns the computer shop in town. He is going to help me soup up my computes. It's gonna be good. Who will end up on the Iron Throne? Good question. I don't necessarily think there's going to be an Iron Throne in the end. I think it's going to be more like a King Arthur or Arthurian legend type of situation where there's going to be, several kingdoms, maybe seven kingdoms again. And, there'll be 6 or 7 people sitting at the table who will all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and they will all discuss and try to figure things out. I know that seems like a pretty happy ending, but we're going to get something like that. Something has to be solved, right? They need progress, but we could end up in the same position that we were before, where nothing has really changed and where the history is repeating itself over and over again. That'd certainly be an interesting topic that we can see as well. Faith Militant is done, yeah, I think so. The United States of Westeros. No, man, don't say that. Don't say that, Shark Faders. Seven Kingdoms ended up in war in 15 years. I don't know. I don't know how it gets solved. I think there will always be conflict everywhere. The universe is in conflict with itself, so black holes and matter and stars and planets getting hit by asteroids and civilizations destroying nature. So there will always be something that but the lessons that we learn are so interesting. You know what I mean? From George especially. That's why I love this story so much. Really, it's just that makes you think about the important things in life. You know, love obviously is important. Sharing that, passion, and obviously talking about war and all of these conflict and these different types of things, having perspective on that. You know what I mean? That's important that we evaluate what we think is right or wrong. I think that is important. Yeah, I know how the War of the Roses ended, and I think that Sansa would certainly be. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but maybe Tyrion and Sansa end up as the rulers of Westeros. The cripples, bastards, and broken things. They end up picking the pieces at the end. Does the termination of the Valonqar indicate Cersei being killed by anybody else, or is it just a surprise element? I think she's going to be surprised that it's Jaime. I think it's got to be Jaime. This is one of those things that's completely obvious that has to happen. So yeah. Have we seen the last of the children of the forest in the show? Ooh. I did a video recently, about 3 or 4 weeks back, the return of the children of the forest. I actually think that we're going to see them. I think that Bran's going to go the Isle of the Faces, and I think there's going to be a cave system there, and we might get a couple. I don't think there's going to be many, though, but it's definitely possible. And I think Bran is going to realize how important it is to protect them. So we could see something very interesting go down. Yeah, the Night King is more than just a warg. He's got that hive mind thing going down. He's a necromancer essentially. Oh, they are filming in Iceland north of the wall? Really? Is that confirmed? If they are going north again, I think they would probably go to the lands of always winter, maybe. That'd be something that would be interesting. What does everybody think about that? Are we going beyond the wall? I mean, I don't know. Is that where Daenerys has to go? Because she had a pretty interesting House of the Undying vision, right? Heisenberg said, I think Sam is writing this story that we all love to read, Jon and Dany's child. Dany will be Nissa, and Jon will most likely perish while killing the Night King. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility where they end up like Lyanna and Rhaegar. You know? Definitely possible. What does he really want? I think that, think about this. If I were to pose all of you this question, despite if you were right or wrong, you're at war with children in the forest, and you get captured, and then you have dragon glass put into your heart, and you basically become immortal. If you had a family or anything like that, they're done, right? You're not going to be able to be with them. I think that, having your life take, he doesn't have the ability to speak as well. So emotion is different for the White Walkers, obviously. And we hear about Melisandre talking about that fire is life. So that's something too, he had his life taken away from him. Whether we think what he was doing was right or wrong, was he the person that was slaughtering all the children of the forest? Could be. Probably was probably killed some children in the forest. Could be a Stark even. don't worry about the link for that. We're not going to go too much into to spoilers today, but thanks for letting me know. Really appreciate that. But if anybody does oh, okay, post it anyways. The many summer landscapes? Really? That's interesting. Iceland is beautiful. One of my friends is going there soon. I've always dreamed of going somewhere like that. I would love to go over there with, that's right, let me pick up Tripodric again. I would love to go over there with Tripodric and my camera and film some of the locations where, the mountain shaped like an arrowhead. I would love to go to some of these different locations to get some filming for you guys, and me experiencing the culture there, and then maybe getting to interview some of the locals or something like that. How to talk about how Game of Thrones has changed tourism there and stuff like that. That would be super fun. But that's a little bit down the road. We still got to grow the channel a little bit more before I can go start on little tours to Iceland or Belfast and stuff like that. But I do really want to do that at some point and go experience that. I will definitely do that. Maybe before maybe even before season 8 starts. But that's why I'm always so thankful for the people on Patreon and everybody that donates in the super chat and subscribes to the channel and comments in the comment section. Anybody that really supports the channel, it's huge. Because I'm obviously trying to grow this thing into something bigger where I can maybe do this full time and maybe not just cover Game of Thrones but some other TV shows and stuff like that. I've thought about maybe doing Westworld and obviously we're going to have prequels for Game of Thrones at some point, and there's going to be new books. So doing unique things like that, I think are good ideas. But yeah, you guys are all part of that too. Part of that helping me achieve some of my dreams, which is sweet. I think we'll go for another 10 minutes or so. We'll hang out and get some more questions in, and then I gotta go do some stuff. I gotta go do some stuff and things. I go run some errands. Podrick Podrick will bang the White Walkers into oblivion. Wow. I could see that happening. Hey, Layla, nice to see you. Why didn't the White Walkers recruit Sam? He would eat them all? I like that one. I like that one. You saw Black Panther, Scott? Man, it was good. I might go see it again tonight after I run my errands. You'd like to see the God's Eye? Joe Dagger, I wasn't sure what that other emoji was. Were you trying to send a kissy emoji first and then you end up sending the talking head one? I was like, oh, that's a questionable emoji. Budapest is great, Eduardo. Nice. Yeah, this is like, I'll tell you a little story too. I never really got to travel when I was younger. I mean, I went to Disney World with my parents and stuff like that, but I never really got to do any traveling of my own to Europe or anything like that, or experiencing anything like that. So now that I went to Con of Thrones last year, which was the first time I traveled in a long time, I got that bug. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, I want to go to Brazil. I want to go to a bunch of California, and I want to go to France. I want to go to Iceland. I want to go obviously to Croatia. All these different places, and now I'm just like, oh, I wish I was rich so I could do all of this. Uh, but for now, I'm in the lands of always winter, renovating this office into a creative spot where I can make better videos. Bars close at like 4 a.m. That's crazy. Well, we were open till about 2 here. I know other spots, like some UK bars, like close at 11, like quite early. So people get like drunker earlier in the day. But yeah. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Joe Dagger, Gilly being at Con of Thrones. Hopefully, we're able to do some of the same stuff we did last year. Get some of these interviews and stuff like that for everyone. Definitely hope that's going to go down. But I think it's cool. Like more the merrier, really. Honestly, I want them to get some bigger names, obviously. But I don't know. Obviously, price is a thing. How much money do they have to spend for the con? How many uh, guests can they bring in? You know what I mean? 24-hour bars in London? That's sweet. We don't have that here. Yeah, see, if I went to London, I don't know. I might go visit UK to come visit Gemma at some point or something like that. Come visit some of you, but trick her into giving spoilers. We tried that a little bit with Paula Fairfield, the sound designer, last year. But yeah, I didn't try to trick her per se, but I ask her a question more about what we thought was going to happen with dragons and White Walkers and stuff like that. I drank in Karen Richmond, by the way, who sponsored yesterday's video. Everybody, show her some love in the chat. I drank in Scotland and was waiting for last call. It never came. Oh, you're in Ottawa, Joe? Nice, nice. Yeah, I lived in Ottawa for like 4 or 5 years. Visit Portugal? If I visit Portugal, I will never leave, okay? I have a thing for I have a thing for Brazilian and Portuguese women. I will not survive. I will not survive if I go over there. I will just not come back. Sandy Hill? Cool, cool, Joe. Yeah. Ottawa's a good spot. I lived in Nepean and I lived in Orleans as well. I also lived in Gatineau. Moved around a little bit. Visit Spain, yeah. If I'm visiting Spain or Portugal or Brazil, I'm done. I'm done. Like proposed to like 10 different women. Which family in Game of Thrones is your favorite? There is a Stark banner behind you and Tyrion. Definitely House Stark. I'm a House Stark sympathizer. MTL, Joe? I've been to MTL before. Love I'm a huge foodie. I love Old Montreal. Old Montreal is amazing. Amy says, you'll have to come to UK at some point. I'll put you up for a couple of nights. See, that's the cool thing, too. People have offered me, like last year I went to Atlanta for Dragon Con, and Aziz from History of Westeros and Shea and Sean, they let me stay at their spot for a couple of nights. So I owe them a pizza still. We had a pizza party, and I got them a couple of bottles of wine and stuff like that. But they're going to be at Con of Thrones. We'll probably throw them around to drinks or something like that. We'll meet up. I got you in New York. Is everybody throwing out couches for me to sleep on now where I go travel? I guess you guys are making it harder for me to make excuses to travel now. I really want to come to New York Comic Con in the fall. So, but I really appreciate all of your generosity. So, okay, I got invites to go to Brazil. I got invites to go to UK. I got invites to go to New York. Invites in Atlanta and Dallas. Everybody else is throwing me invites. Angelina says, when you come to London, you're staying with me. Oh, geez. Oh, we're going to have a fight over where I stay in the chat. You guys are hilarious. San Diego couch here? Nice. Mexican Caribbean? I have a nice suite for you. Guys, yo, the Hype and Love family is seriously the best. Now I don't even want to go do the things I have to do. I don't want to have to leave all of you because you're all so nice. What goes on tour stays on tour? You have a beanbag in Cali? Ecstasy. I think I would probably stay with George if I went in Cali. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? Ever since I got the news about the back injury, I'm like, you guys already know I'm pretty hyped, but now I'm like extra hyped. Now I know that I can exercise and get in shape again and just be healthier. I think 2018 is going to be a good year. Couch surfing, Game of Thrones style. Yeah, for sure. If I could invite you to Germany, the places where I stay is in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, don't kill me with an axe, please, if I come to Germany. Have a house in Madrid? If you love the beach and LA, oh my God, guys. So this is why everybody that's here right now needs to sign up for Patreon, even if it's for $1, so I can travel everywhere. Please. You know what? I'm spamming Patreon in the chat. We're only 7 away from 100. So I'm gonna be really petty right now and try to see how many people sign up for Patreon if I put it in the chat. How many people want to help me travel? But it was really, really fun hanging out today, everyone. You know, it's pretty gloomy outside, but I figured it would be not gloomy if I hung out with all of you and chatted about some Game of Thrones today. So I think that's pretty much going to do it. I definitely got to go run some errands, everyone. I got to get a couple things to the camera. I got to go. Actually have to go hit the gym again. You know, I've been doing that. I got to get back into shape and, you know, make sure that I'm staying healthy. Really, really appreciate everyone. I think we got two people that signed up for Patreon today. Let me go check. It could have changed. I don't know. We got 2 new patrons today. We had Jackie, and then we had Cass who signed up, and then we're at 93. So we're 7 away for the goal of 100 that I was hoping to hit by end of February. So if you do want to support the channel, the links to Patreon is in the description of this video. Also, looking for some help to get to Con of Thrones 2018. Flight super expensive, hotel super expensive. Not going to talk about it too much, but if you do donate, thank you super, super much. In the description of this video as well, you want to reach out, talk about theories, want me to cover a video, Twitter, Facebook, all in the description of this video. Reach out to me. Let's chat. Let's get to know one another. But thank you, everyone. Really, really appreciate all your positivity, all your questions. I will get to some of the questions if you do ask them in the comment section of this video after this video, like something I didn't cover in this specific chat. You know, I definitely missed some questions. There was a lot of people that ask questions. I can't get to every single one, but yeah, really, really. And Karen obviously drops a donation right at the end of the live stream. So thank you super, 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 super much. Can I not talk, everyone? I definitely got to go exercise because my brain isn't working properly. But really, really appreciate it, everyone. Azora Hype on Patreon. I think somebody said the link in the description of this video is not working. I'm gonna use it. It might not work on mobile for you, but it definitely works. I just tried it out. So thank you so much, Karen, for the dono. Thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out. And I'll see you on the next video. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the last hero, kind of tying it to yesterday's video. Talk a little bit more about Jon Snow, killing in the forest, White Walkers, all that sort of stuff. See you guys later. Have a good one.